guys.
Hey guys.
We're back with another Walking Dead review. This time we're reviewing The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 13, titled The Same Boat. If you haven't seen that episode and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Well, they may as well have called this episode Talking Dead. This was a very talky episode. It was really interesting with a lot of psychology of the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, definitely.
And the most interesting for me in this episode was Carol's interactions with Paula. And I think Carol in Paula sees the person she could become.
Yeah.
And I think that is terrifying for Carol.
Yeah, Carol is like, she's breaking.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove and she needs to, she's still right there. Like, she might be faltering a little, but she still killed 2 people.
Yeah,
And,
well,
you know.
4. The girl who would try, who slashed at Maggie, Paula, and then the people they set on fire.
The people they set on fire. That was like a combination of
double,
her and Maggie. Yeah. But like, she killed 2 people.
Like by herself.
Yeah, by herself. You know, even though she didn't want to, she was trying to give them an out. Mm-hmm. But it's like, she's breaking, but it's still, when push comes to shove, she's still reliable. She's still getting stuff done. I
think it's going to be really interesting where Carol's story goes from here, because it really feels to me like they're steering her to take over Michonne's story from the comic. I'm not going to give away any spoilers as far as that, but like Michonne's post all-out war story, I feel like Carol is getting steered in that direction.
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe too.
And I gotta tell you, I was really surprised that Paula only lived 1 episode.
Me too. It seemed like they spent a lot of time developing her character for her to die right away.
And Alicia Witt is no like just one-off actor. She is a well-known name. So I thought, Alicia Witt, she's going to be around for a season or 2. Or maybe even just the rest of the season. Maybe I wouldn't have been surprised.
A couple of episodes, yeah.
But yeah, a one-off character, that's shocking to me.
Yeah, it was a little shocking. I mean, I kind of saw... I was thinking she's either going to die because she refuses to leave, or, you know, she'll leave when she hits a fan, she'll just duck out. And Carol gave her every opportunity. She told her, she's like, just run, go. And she wouldn't take it. So that's the kind of, I was like, she'll have a chance to run, and she'll either run or she's going to die because she'll refuse to.
And as soon as we saw that Talking Dead was going to have a surprise guest, I was like, well, somebody's going to die. Who's it going to be? Yeah. And we're like, well, it can't be Maggie or Carol. So the only other person that made sense was Alicia Witt. Yeah. And then we thought, well, wait, they pulled that whole trick with Jesus last week.
Yeah. And we're like, well, maybe they're just going to have her on.
Because it's an intro to this character, maybe, you know, they're just going to, this is her first episode, so welcome to the show kind of a thing. Like giving her like a welcome. Yeah. But no, it was actually a death, and I was so surprised.
Yeah. I would have liked to see her character develop more, especially... her character with Carol, that was a very interesting dynamic when they were speaking, because it's almost like they're the same person. Yeah. She is the Saviors group, Carol. So it was really interesting seeing them talk, and Carol's already been reaching this breaking point where she feels like she's killing too much, and so interacting with Paula was like looking in a mirror. She's like, this is who I've become, and I don't like it.
I think Carol's interactions with Morgan and then meeting Paula, and Paula is Carol plus a little bit. Paula is the end result of Carol. That's where she's going to end up. That's who she's going to be if she doesn't start to change. Yeah. And I think she doesn't want to be that, and I think the fact that she could become that is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. And it was really interesting to me that Paula picked up right away on Carol's trick. As soon as Carol shot the other girl, Paula was like, oh, look at you pretending to be, you know, like a twittering bird or whatever, like this weakling, and you're not. And all she'd done was kill the girl who slashed at Maggie, so I mean, really, that was self-defense, but she picked up on it immediately. Yeah.
And Carol is a chameleon. She's a master of disguise.
Yes, she really is.
But how much is that going to change now that she does seem to have somewhat of an aversion to killing?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how her character develops.
And I want to see her now more with Morgan. Because Morgan's having some kind of crisis too. We saw at the end of last week's episode, as he's building the prison, as he's building the cage, he takes a moment and he breaks down for like a second.
Yeah.
And so like, where is he at emotionally, and where is Carol at emotionally? I want to see those two together and kind of talk things through. Yeah, because
Carol's toughness needs to rub off on Morgan a little bit, and maybe Morgan's peace needs to rub off on Carol a little bit.
And another reason, I think it would have been really interesting if Paula had survived the all-out war arc, and then, as the story develops after that, if Paula and Carol had kind of a dialogue, I think, once the dust settles, where are those two characters at? Yeah. I think that would have been really interesting. I'm kind of bummed that Paula died.
Yeah. And speaking of Paula, she was definitely like the head of that little group, which is very unsavior-like from the comics. The comic saviors are a very masculine organization. They have very traditional roles where the women are for the bed and the kitchen, and that's basically it.
Like, if you're a good foot soldier, you can do that.
Yeah, but you're not in a position of power. Yeah. You're not leading, which makes me think she wasn't actually the leader. Like, I think maybe her boyfriend, the one who was shot in the arm, I think maybe he was supposed to be the leader. Or even the guy who was captured. One of the men in the group was actually supposed to be the leader, but she had the stronger personality, so like as soon as they leave Negan, she just comes out and she's leader.
Speaking of Primo, the guy you just
Primo
mentioned, he made the worst mistake he possibly could have made talking to Rick, and he's like, I'm Negan. Negan's like, and Rick's like, well, I'm sorry you had to come to this. Blam.
Yeah, I think he was thinking if he said he was Negan, then Rick would sit down and talk, and it would extend his life a little bit. So it was kind of a last-ditch effort, and no, like, Rick's whole game plan was to kill Negan, so, I mean, he basically signed his own death certificate.
The ultimate backfire.
Yeah.
So we'll do our predictions for next week's episode tomorrow. From the promo that airs immediately after the episode, it's hard to really say what's going on.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a pretty action-packed episode, though.
Yeah. And for those of us who are still holding out for Carol and Daryl, there was a really sweet and touching scene at the very end between the two where, like, as soon as Daryl comes in, he immediately goes to Carol to ask if she's okay. Yeah. And, she's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, come here, and gives her a big old hug. Yeah. I think we needed this after that forced relationship from
Tobin.
With Tobin that none of us are happy about. Even those of us who don't ship Carol and Daryl, I don't think anybody's happy with the Carol-Tobin relationship. No. It's just disgusting.
Cabin, I'm not about Cabin.
No, Cabin's got to go. He needs to die, like next episode.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it for this review. If we missed something, if we got something wrong, or if there's something you think we should have mentioned that we didn't, let us know down in the comments and we'll discuss it down there. Also, if you enjoyed this review, and we really hope you did, be sure to tell us by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Your voice cracked.